Welcome to the Project Cypher halftime show, sponsored by Smart LED Solutions. All right, hello. I've got with me President Donald Bump, and I'm going to be doing a short interview with him. He is the world record holder for demos. He has got 110k demos at the moment, at the time of recording this. So probably by the time that you watch it, he's got another 10k, because the man could be going around blowing up everyone. No one is safe with President Donald Bump around. But anyway, Donald Bump, welcome to the halftime show.
Thank you so much, Aidan, for having me, and I'm looking forward to this interview.
Yeah, so what I want to talk to you is just about Rocket League. I understand that you're the guy that goes out getting demos. That's like your focus in Rocket League. But I also understand that you play Rocket League at a pretty high level. You're a GC. You do this at GC level, and there's not a lot of players like you. And I feel like you're shaking up kind of the way that we play Rocket League. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about like how you got into this and why you're chasing this sort of record and how you're managing to keep it up at the level that you are.
All right. So I started off playing Rocket League very casually, and I would actually play it in between games when I was bored of my other games. That's when I would hop into Rocket League, just chill and just have some fun. Right. It wasn't the competitive game at the time that I was looking for. I got to Champion 1 just playing casually in between games, and that was the moment where I realized like I started looking up to like Champion 1 was at the time the top 3% of the world, right? So I realized I'm a top 3% player. But I also realized at that point I know absolutely, and I mean absolutely nothing about this game. I'm a top 3% of the world player, and I'm a noob. I couldn't free play. I couldn't drive around the ball properly. I couldn't aerial properly. There was basically nothing I could do properly. And now, even that I'm a GC top 0.5% of the world, I still feel like I have so much to learn. It's absolutely insane. But anyway, to get back to your question, I was a Champion 1 player, and I was like, I'm never ever going for GC because it's just going to take too much of my time. I want to play other games, and I decided to make a new account just to blow up some people on a solo standard list as a Champion 1 player. And honestly, it gave me a lot of fun blowing up some people, just seeing how they would swear at me. Honestly, I can't change the past, but that's just how it is. And when I was about 30,000 demolitions into, when I was 30,000 demos in, I started to look to see what the world record was, and I found out that I was like number 2 or 3 in the world.
And was that a surprise, like that you were so high up on the list?
Well, I'm not really sure anymore, but I did know at the time that I had a massive amount of demos. I wasn't really surprised, but I don't know. But I was happy to see that I was the number 3, though.
I think if I saw that I was the number 3 in anything, I would definitely be really happy.
Well, yeah.
I don't think I'm even number 3 in my own team. We've got 4 players, and I think I'm number 4. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I'm 30 years old right now, and I have a gaming history. And every game that I put my focus on, I always accomplished something. In Destiny, I had the most score in the world. I became 3rd of the Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg with free-for-all Call of Duty, and some other stuff. So I knew I had this kind of drive within gaming inside of me. I had this really big fire inside of me. So, and it came with age that I started to realize like I'm not the same as any other gamer out there. I mean, I'm definitely not the most talented player, absolutely not. But I did realize that I have a very big game heart inside of me. I am the kind of guy that can get up in the morning and play the same game for like 12, 13, 14, 15 hours
You're good.
straight
You're
if I
okay with the
really like
grind,
the game.
as we call it.
I can grind. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can definitely grind. That's something that's I don't know. I'm not really sure if I'm saying this properly, but I think I'm naturally inclined to grind. I'm not really sure if I say this properly because I'm not a native.
No, I
I'm
think
not
that was
a native
perfect.
speaker, but and so when I was on 30,000 demolitions, I saw this guy called Tooth Battle. He had about 70,000 at the time, and I was like, I'm gonna beat him. I'm going to steal his world record that he's had for 3 years or something, and I'm going to do it in a way that President Donald Trump would do, which is just rude, and he doesn't take stuff from anyone else, and he just does what he thinks is right and what he
Mhm.
thinks he needs to do. And that's the way I started working on the world record. Like, I don't care about anything or anyone. I started posting my demolition plays on Reddit almost every day. So I think I can safely say that I'm like semi famous on Reddit, because in game people ask me to sign very often. They also recognize me. But it was
Yeah, because I talked to a few people involved with the Project Cipher, and a few friends of mine. Because I was telling them I have like these halftime shows, and I said I'm going to interview President Donald Trump, and everyone knew who you were. Like, and I'm
really.
guessing that's from Reddit and stuff, where you probably have quite a big presence.
Yeah, I think I do. I had some really good clips on Reddit, and I'm really happy about that.
Nice.
But anyway, I was about to say something, but it just slipped my mind, honestly.
That might be
But
my fault.
no, 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 not at all. It's fine. I already got it again. But so when I was about 30,000 demolitions in, and just posting almost every day on Reddit, I started to get backlash. People were like, "Oh, why don't you go and demo some grand champions or some people from your own
Mhm.
skill level?" And I openly admitted at that time that I couldn't. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have enough skill to do this against champion players. That's at least what I thought. Um, so I really had this group of people coming after me on almost every post that I made. Pointing out that at some point I admitted smurfing these plates.
Mhm.
So I realized that I couldn't go on like this anymore, and I needed to make a change. And since everyone has always been telling me, like, you're a noob, you can't do anything, demos don't work, bombs don't work, you will lose everything. That's the kind of stuff that I heard
Mhm.
every single day. And it just drove me more to, like, you know what? I'm done being a champion one player. Let's throw in my life into this game, because I think the game is going really big, and I started to enjoy the game more and more as well as I got more skill.
If I could just interrupt you there, like a lot of people, I think when they would hear that kind of stuff about the thing that they do and they're actually quite passionate about, it can be very demotivating.
Hmm.
But you, on the other hand, it seems like you took that and then you just went,
Hmm.
well, now I really want to prove you wrong,
Yeah,
and here we are. You're on 110k demos in your GC,
right,
so
right. Yeah, that's the point where I realized, what my goal. I'm speaking about over a year ago, was to be just a champion one player, just demo the shit. I'm sorry for my language, but just
it's fine.
demo the living shit out of everyone, no matter what rank they would be. But I found out, like, as long as I was a champion one player, no one, and I mean no one, would ever take me seriously. So I knew I had to get on the grind. I had to get good at the game. So I fought my way up to GC, and I spent
Quite
like,
literally fought your way up, demoing
yeah,
people.
I did. I did actually. The funny thing is, the first time I ever hit champion two was by doing demolition only.
Hmm. Hmm.
Can you imagine a player going from champion one to champion two just by doing demos? That's absolutely insane, in my opinion.
I'm barely
I,
champ two, and I
like
still don't even know how to
like
demo someone properly.
I didn't even go for the ball that much. Like, I just ignored, just go for demos, boom, boom, against champion one players. And I found out when I was ranking up that champion one players and gold players, they have the same way of dodging a demo,
Hmm.
because a gold one and a champion one player, it almost seems as if they never encounter any demo players.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's still easy for me to demo whether you're a gold 1 or a champion 1 player.
And it's
But
interesting that you say that because I actually scrimmed a team with my team the other day, and they were not a bad team. I mean, we won, but what I noticed is I'm not really someone who goes for a lot of demos, but in that
Mhm.
game, I noticed just how static they were. And so when I would rotate away from the ball, I would just
Mhm.
drive along the goal line, and I would get like 1 or 2 demos
Yeah,
every time. And I just
good.
noticed how much it was upsetting them, and I was like, oh, this actually
Exactly.
works. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. And when you go along the goal line to get an extra demo, um, as soon as you go for that demo, and they will know that you will do it, they will jump and just be in the air for like two
Mhm,
seconds. And even if you don't demo them right off the spawn, if you do make them jump, as you pointed out in an earlier video of yours, um, they do lose valuable time.
mhm.
And if you do manage to get that spawn demo, there will be two opponents left who will have no boost on their head because
Yeah.
I took it all.
Get
And
wrecked.
in the yeah, well, in the time that one of their teammates is dead, in that specific 1.5 to 2 seconds, I am able to either be in a position to pass, be in a position to score myself,
Mhm,
or I can even go for a second demo or a bump. Even like there's so much you can do after a spawn demo.
mhm.
It's definitely something that I want to, one of my goals also was to inspire professional players to start going for these demos and also for spawn demos. And at this point, it really irritates me that professional players, the best of the best, they're just not demoing the way they should. And
So,
um,
what do you think of Virtuoso? Because he's
I,
maybe the
yeah.
only one in the pro scene that
Mhm.
goes a little bit out of his way to cause
Yeah,
havoc.
he does. He does. The first time I heard about Virtuoso was a friend of mine who's a real life friend of mine as well. He often plays on his PlayStation right next to me on my
Mhm.
TV.
Nice.
And sent me a WhatsApp and he was like, "Yo, dude, you got to check out this guy in the RLCS. It's Virtuoso, man. This guy is copying you." And I was like, "Oh, let me check this guy out." And
It's me.
the
It's
first,
me.
yeah, I wish, but. I checked them out. I was like, yeah, this dude is bringing something new to the table. And I think it's really just a matter of time until, you know, probably the older generation of professional players, they will just stick to what they know.
Mhm,
But the newer generations, they are starting to realize that demos and bumps and boost stealing are a huge, and I mean absolutely huge part of the game. And that's also a fight that I'm fighting against right now. People don't want to accept that demo and bump plays and boost stealing the corners
mhm.
is really, really, really important.
Yeah,
And
I was actually casting Endpoint and Virtuoso. I think it was last week in RLCS. No, I think it was the Grid. It was the Grid,
great.
and I think I talked to you that day, and
Hmm.
it was in my head. I was like, Virtuoso. I should watch him carefully to see what he does. And
Hmm.
Endpoint, they played against some top teams, and they are now a top team themselves. And Virtuoso, he almost makes it look easy what he's doing, but
Hmm.
it was hard to watch because you're not used to seeing it. And
Hmm.
the question in my mind that I always thought is like, I wonder what their comms are like, because it's got to be so much more intense when you have a player that's downfield and kind of out of position,
Hmm.
doing something. But what you also have to realize is they're putting the other team out of position, and so
Hmm.
it's like 1 for 1, except you have 3 people on the field and now they now have 2.
Exactly, exactly, exactly.
And on top of that, looking at their statistics, at the end of games, their field domination was usually higher than the other team, even if they had less ball possession, because
Mhm.
they managed to control the space. Because Virtuoso is taking the boost, he's denying
Exactly,
them the ability to
exactly.
aerial, and then all these things. And so it's clearly a meta that can exist at the pro level.
Absolutely, and it's going to exist. I'm really pretty sure about this. It's just a matter of when.
Hmm.
It's just a matter of when, and as soon as the patch drops, I will be showing normal gameplay videos. Just me play. Squishy, for example, he has also a series where he just plays on a very high rank with Garrett, and sometimes he has guests and everything. I want to create videos just like that.
Hmm.
They're very low in editing, but it really will show what I'm doing and how I think demos and bumps and spawn demoing can be beneficial. So
So
I
you
hope that
have
people
your
will
own
come.
YouTube channel, right? Like where you
I
post
do.
content. Well, make sure to
Yeah.
drop you a link in there. I'll put a command as well
All right. Sure.
on the stream so you can use it. So anyone watching now, you can type the
Cool.
command and you'll get a link to his
Sure.
YouTube
Go ahead.
channel.
Go ahead. Well, the thing is, I deleted all my content that I had on there because there was a lot of toxicity in there.
Mhm.
Because personally, I can just laugh about it when someone wishes me cancer or anything. Like it doesn't hurt me a single
Yeah.
bit.
Well,
And if
luckily being Dutch, it's a very common swear word that
yeah,
you throw around, right? So
it doesn't do anything to me. The funniest thing I've ever heard, and I want to thank this person. If you ever get to see this video, dude, you told me you wished me and my family cancer for Christmas. Man, I laughed so hard. It was great, man. It came out of nowhere. Donald, I wish you and your family cancer for Christmas. Man, I had the best few minutes of my life. He was so fucking pissed on the demos that one will stick with me for a long, long time. That was just perfect.
That's amazing how you could be like motivated by someone like
Yeah, yeah.
literally saying one of the
You know.
worst things they could possibly say. But I guess for you, it's like, oh, well, it worked then. You got wrecked.
Yep.
You're the loser here because you're the one that's now annoyed. So
Yeah. So instead of these opponents adapting to my play style, they rather blame me for what I'm doing to them, which is
Stop
always
being
the
better
wrong
than
thing.
me. Stop it.
Yeah. Like what? That's so weird. Right. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to start my YouTube again. I will try to post every once 1 or 2 days. I will just show a 10-minute match or maybe even 2 matches, and I really want to create awareness among everyone to how valuable boost stealing bumps and demos are. And a while ago, the first time I became GC, this person, Merc Ter Stegen, contacted me through Reddit and asked if he could play with me because he thought our play styles would be really, they would suit well together.
It was synergize.
There was a synergy between him and me, indeed. And at some point, I'm not really sure how he did it, but he was able to measure statistics. He was able to get statistics of our games, and he showed them to me one time. And it was what you could see in these statistics was that I was taking 3 to 4 times more boost than anyone else on the field. 3 to 4 times more boosts stolen than anyone else, that's a lot.
Definitely
Because
has an
if
impact.
it has a lot of impact stealing the boost because when they don't have a lot of boost, they're going to be slower, which makes it easier for me to demo them. They won't be able to make plays as good as they usually do because there's just nothing on the field. And also a thing that I will look out for is whenever when I'm on my own half and I have teammates with me, I will try to not go over the boost pads if I have a lot. But
I was about to ask about that. I was going to say, how do you manage then, like letting your own team have boost? If you're getting so many pads, how does your team have boost? But that makes sense.
I look around me to see who, if I have some opponents close to me, I know that I will have to take the boosts that are around me. But as soon as I see my teammates around me and opponents are far away, then I can imagine that they need some boost as well because I'm probably on a lot of boost already.
Because that's like the 200 IQ part. Because like for me, it's like I need boost pads, and I drive only in lines of boost pads, and that's what you learn, right? Like that's what you learn. Exactly. So this is probably a difficult thing to always be in your head, and it probably took quite some training to make that natural.
It did, and I really had to make that transition because the first time I played Rocket League until Champion 1, I just did that by I just went into a 3v3 list, started playing, and eventually after some time I became a Champion 1 player, which means I never did training packs, I never did free play, I didn't do obstacle courses. It was just being Champion 1 from being in the 3v3 arena. Then, for 2 years straight, all I did was get up in the morning, demo the living shit out of everyone that I came across.
Love the smell of a demo in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the evening, I couldn't get enough of it. And I would just demo people for 1.5 to 2 years, I think, day in, day out. And after that period, that's the period where I started to do free play, started training packs, obstacle courses. That's when I started pushing myself to grand champion. And what I also had to learn was, in a 3v3 situation, that's when I needed to learn to leave some boost for my teammates. I needed to recognize when I do need to take some boost.
Hmm.
And the last year that I played, that's when I really started combining my demolition experience, my free play experience, my boost stealing experience, and combine it all into a play style that would get me to GC. And
Nice.
and also one thing that that was about, like, I don't know, maybe 8 months ago. I met this guy. He's called Dynamics. And we were both at the time on Champion 2, I believe. Not really sure, but it was around Champion 2. And I noticed that his mechanics were just so much better than mine. His mechanics were like a difference of day and night, yet we here were at the same ranking.
Hmm. And
And
it's down to the fact that you don't need to have mechanic. Like there are lots of different types of players, of course, but now you have also a type of play which works at that level. You don't need to hit double musty flip resets.
because I deleted my opponents. So
Yeah.
I just deleted my opponents, making him score
Yeah.
easy
If
goals.
there's no opponent, how are you going to save the
They're
ball? Good luck.
exactly.
Yeah. I think we are running out of a little bit of time. So there was one more thing you mentioned. You when the new patch comes out, you're going to start making more content. So I just wanted to ask you, what are you looking forward to the most from the new patch?
um, that's actually a good question. um, I think, yeah, I think free to play, because it's going to, um, the consequences for the game of going free to play are going to be massive. There
Mhm.
are going to be, I think lots and lots of people will be drawn to the game. Not everyone will stick around, but I think a good portion of it will stick around. It will cause the game to grow. The
Mhm.
game will will have more money to put into the game again. There will be more YouTubers coming to the scene, and I think it's going to be very busy and crowded in Rocket League, and it's going to be bursting with
Yeah.
life, and it's going to bring opportunities for everyone: content creators, players who just like to play, professional players, for psionics themselves. So I think free to play is going to boost everything, basically.
Yeah, I have
And
to agree with you. Like I've had a few conversations with friends and stuff about Rocket League going free to play, and some people are initially like, oh, I don't know about that, but it's going to bring a lot of people. And I think that Rocket League is one of these games. It's hard to get your friends into it because it's
oh
a
yeah,
hard game. It's not easy. The skill
yeah,
ceiling
but
is very high, and when someone tries it for the first time, they don't have a good time because they suck. So it's really hard to convince someone to pay 15 euros for it. But if someone
Mhm.
can get it for free and then they play for a few hours and then their friends say, oh, come on, let's try it again, they start to get
Exactly.
that itch. And I have friends like that now who I
Me too.
managed to get them into it enough that they get the itch that they want to log in and train and get better at it.
And also, Rocket League is just insane. As I said earlier, Champion One, you're a top 3% of the world player, and you know nothing.
Yeah.
It's like you opened a very thick book at Champion One, and you only just turned like the first page or
Yeah.
something. You
The
still
skill
have
ceiling is
all the other stuff.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you still have all the other pages to read, and it's going to be a lot of work reading through all these pages. But
Yeah.
you know, and also, if there's more money going into the game, the consequence of that will be that there might be an open world for Rocket League where everybody can just show off their cars, drive through a
Oh, that would be
GTA kind
mad.
of city. Just imagine going through a GTA kind of city, but with Rocket League mechanics and cars. Everybody can go up into lobbies of 200 people just showing off the cars and just drive around. Or maybe there are some things that you can do within this world to gain exclusive titles or items or something like that. And I think bringing more money to the game will cause people to create more training packs, more
Yeah.
obstacle courses. Like I think everything from this point on is just going to boom
There's still so
massively.
much potential for the game to grow in terms
Yeah,
of what can be done in the game. Because right
exactly.
now you've got a field, a ball, and some players, but
And
there's
that's
so many
perfect.
things that the community wants. And the thing is, they need money, they need backing, they need the game to grow in order to
Yeah,
justify developing more stuff and putting it
exactly.
in and supporting it and the servers and everything that goes into it. No,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah, so that's the thing, that's the thing that I'm looking forward to see the game explode in popularity and also explode in features that it will provide.
Yeah.
So,
All right, I think we're at the end of our time limit now. So, but thank you so much for joining me, President Donald Bump. I think it's really cool that you've come on the show to talk about what you do, and also so that people can better understand why you do what you do, and that it's actually quite an impressive thing. And but yeah, thank you so much. And if there's anything else you'd like to add on or say before we
all right.
end.
Yeah, first of all, again, thank you so much for having me because this is a really nice opportunity for me. I always like doing this kind of things with you since you're pretty good at what you're doing. Yeah, and other than that, I want to ask people who are watching. I think I could use someone for my thumbnails. I'm gonna try to do it myself. But if someone has a talent or much experience in it and wants to help me with that, then please contact me. You can just write something in my YouTube comments or something like that, and we can arrange something. Or if you have a contact with Aiden, you can ask him for my Discord, or I can just link my Discord below. And because I need someone also to correct me on my English, because if I can imagine if I write something on YouTube in English, it's going to be very bad with grammar. But yeah, I think I could use someone to help me, assist me in my YouTube journey. But I'm gonna try to do it myself as good as I can. But if there's someone out there who wants to assist me and knows and thinks that he has added value to President Donald Trump, then please contact me and we'll see what we can do.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you again, and I'm
There was
really.
just one more thing. There
Oh,
was
one
just
more
one more
thing. One more thing.
to everyone playing the tournament. I wish you all good luck. May the best players win. And to the audience, I hope you enjoy this the show that Aiden is putting up with his comrades. And back to you.
All right, thank you, and of course, yeah, to you, good luck as well. I'm
Thank
really looking forward to seeing how many demos you're on, like in a month's time or even in a year. Really looking
you.
forward to seeing more of your YouTube content as well. I've watched some of your older videos, and I mean, it's different as well. It's different content, so it's a lot of fun.
Thank
But yeah, for now, enjoy the rest of your evening, mate, and yeah, have a
you. I
good
will.
one.
You too, man. Thank you so much.